This week, the MMA community was abuzz with controversy, particularly surrounding the comments made by Jon Jones and the rising star Ilia Topuria. The discussions have highlighted issues of transparency in fight negotiations and the ambitions of fighters aiming for greatness in their respective divisions. The drama began when Arman Tsarukyan's manager, Daniel Rubinstein, took to social media to express his frustration with MMA journalists who reported on a supposed fight negotiation between Tsarukyan and top contenders. The report by Ring Magazine and LA Times reporter Manik Ayon stated that Tsarukyan was back in the gym after recovering from a back injury, and negotiations for a fight were underway. However, Rubinstein quickly clarified that the only truth in the report was Tsarukyan's return to training, labeling the rest as categorically untrue. He criticized journalists for potentially jeopardizing fighters' careers by spreading unverified information. Rubinstein's comments sparked a back-and-forth with MMA content creator Kevin K., who defended his actions by stating he was merely reposting a report from a credentialed source. The situation escalated, highlighting the frustrations that managers and promoters have with the media landscape and its impact on fight promotions. In a different part of the MMA world, Ilia Topuria has been vocal about his aspirations of facing UFC lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. Known as El Matador, Topuria expressed a strong desire to prove himself as the best fighter in the world, believing that a victory over Makhachev would catapult him to the top of the UFC's pound-for-pound rankings. He stated, "This is something that I want to do. The UFC knows that. But at the end of the day, this is something that the UFC decides." Topuria's willingness to follow the promotion's direction shows his commitment to both his career and the sport. Topuria also weighed in on the featherweight title picture, suggesting that Diego Lopez deserves the next title shot over Makhachev. He argued that Lopez has been more active and should be recognized for his efforts, stating, "You need to finish someone, do something relevant." This indicates Topuria's desire for fighters to prove their worth through dominant performances. As the anticipation builds, Jon Jones finds himself facing backlash from fans after a recent announcement that veered away from the expected fight news. Instead of confirming his highly anticipated unification bout against interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall, Jones announced his partnership with a non-profit organization focused on advocating for a transparent and affordable healthcare system in the United States. His message aimed to address the issues of inflated medical costs and the struggles many Americans face in accessing necessary care. While Jones's advocacy work is commendable, it left many fans disappointed, as they had eagerly awaited news regarding his next fight. The heavyweight division is currently in a state of uncertainty, with fans impatiently waiting for Jones to return to the octagon and solidify his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of all time. In the lead-up to his rematch against Sean Strickland, Drew Stupy has continued to play mind games, poking fun at Strickland's emotional moment from a past podcast. Stupy's playful jabs, including an AI-generated image of Strickland crying, show that he is keen to keep their rivalry alive. Despite a more civil build-up compared to their previous exchanges, Stupy's antics highlight his determination to get inside Strickland's head before their fight. As both Topuria and Jones navigate their paths within the UFC, the conversations around fight negotiations and fighter ambitions continue to evolve. The MMA community remains eager to see how these dynamics will play out in the octagon. Will Topuria get his shot at Makhachev? And how will Jones's advocacy efforts affect his future in the sport? As always, the unpredictability of MMA keeps fans on the edge of their seats, eagerly anticipating the next chapter in these fighters' careers.